You're watching the North Carolina Basketball Show on Fan Media Network. Well, the next game is, we're filming this. This is Monday, December 21st. Happy holidays to everybody that's watching this, and happy holidays, George, to you and your family. It's a very festive tree. Did you decorate that yourself?
Yeah, I didn't. I ain't put the little bulbs on it. We got a new puppy, so he tends to knock stuff off the tree. So
I understand. All right, so next game, NC State tomorrow, which is Tuesday. NC State's 4-1. They lost at St. Louis. St. Louis has a really good team this year. They had to play at St. Louis after 14 days off. That game was hastily put together. It wasn't originally on their schedule, but due to COVID and the craziness, when you can get a game, you're going to play a game. They were without starters, DJ Funderburk, their center, and freshman point guard Cam Hayes. They only played 7 players more than 1 minute, and that's not Kevin Keats' style. He likes to play 11 guys, a lot of minutes, and press. What do you think will be the key to winning this game at NC State on Tuesday?
I think the key gonna be tempo. Whoever's tempo and style is played, whether we assist the turnover, we can take care of the ball. If Love and Leakey and Walton can take care of the ball on the perimeter, and if we can get it inside to our bigs early. I guess there's not gonna be too many fans, so crowd won't play a difference. It'll be like playing on a neutral court, especially at State with their fans over the years have been rowdy towards us. So hopefully, we can take care of the ball, assist the turnover be key, and then whose bigs can impose their will.
Now, let me ask you a question. As a head coach, which you were, and as a head coach as I was, when you put, I don't know how you did it, I'd try to do it a lot like Coach Smith, 3 keys on offense, 3 keys on defense, play hard, play smart, play together. And always, like, my key offensive, the number 1 was TCOB, take care of ball. And you had to put that down like every game. And obviously, you got to practice it. It's not something that you can just say, okay, game time, take care of the ball. It's got to be ingrained. And but if you don't take care of the ball, you don't have a great chance to win. And especially against NC State, which likes to play a lot of guys and likes to pressure, they are going to be up and into our guards if they have a full roster. What were some of the offensive keys for you when you coached? What was the consistent offensive key that you felt like you were being redundant every game?
Just like you said, take care of the ball. When I was at Clark, in that conference, it was a lot of guards. So, and then I had a few bigs, because of course, coming out of Carolina, you always want those traditional bigs. So I had a couple bigs that could rebound, several of my guards. I was like, look, just shoot the ball, give us a chance to get a rebound. At least we don't turn it over. And in the key, there's good turnovers and bad turnovers. The turnovers that are bad is when they lead to the other team's offense. And,
right.
So I at least tell my guys, if you can turn it over, throw it out of bounds.
I know. That's not the sign of a good season. My second year at North Carolina, worst record in Carolina history, we're 8-20. And I said the same thing. I said, you're going to turn the ball over, either hold it for a 5-second count or throw it out of bounds. But when you're throwing it to the other team and they're going for layups, that's not good.
Yes, correct.
That's not good. That's good stuff. That is good stuff. You touched on, and I'll close with this. When you were playing at North Carolina, did you play NC State on the road in Raleigh Coliseum or PNC Arena?
Raleigh Coliseum.
Yeah.
Now, actually, I have a. This would crack you up. My freshman year, we had Pete Chilcutt on the team. We go to State. I think we played them early in the year, so it was one of my first road experiences in the ACC. When we were at the free throw line, they were throwing baloney on the court.
Baloney.
cuts, but chill cut. I couldn't believe it. They were so creative. And the only other fans that I saw more creative than NC State was the Duke fans.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, some of those freshmen aren't going to experience that experience at State.
I agree. When I was playing, and NC State was good. Duke wasn't as good in the early 80s, but NC State was the loudest place I played in Reynolds Coliseum. It's a shame they ever moved out of that building. And I'll leave you with my favorite. I got two good stories of Reynolds Coliseum, but one was my freshman year. It was early, like one of our first games in the ACC, and I'm on the court, and there's a timeout. We're at the other end of the court, and I'm running back to the bench, and I see Roy Williams dive over the scores table and start punching the official book, score.
Yeah.
And I go by and I grab him by the back of the collar and pull him off. And he pulls his jacket. And you know how Coach Williams gets mad? His veins pop here and his hair puffs. And he gives you this look and he says, "Thank you, Matthew." And I walk to the huddle and I'm sitting down. I'm sitting down right in front of Coach Smith, and Coach Smith's talking to us, and I'm saying to myself, holy crap, this ACC is some wild stuff. So now, fast forward about 10 years, and I'm coaching at Davidson College. And I never talked to Coach Williams about that situation. I'm coaching at Davidson College, and we're out in Vegas, and I see Coach Williams and Jerry Green, who was his assistant at Kansas at the time, and he invites me to go to eat after the games. Now, we're eating at 11 o'clock at night, and we're eating at Denny's. It's no big deal. But to be with Coach Williams and Jerry Green was a treat. So we get into the meal, and, it's Coach Williams, he's the head coach of Kansas. I respect him a great deal, but I got to ask. Yeah. I said, Coach, 1981, Reynolds Coliseum. What happened? And he's like, well, he always calls me Matthew. Coach Smith and Coach Williams always call him Matthew. He's like, well, Matthew, I knew you were going to ask that question. And he tells me the story. First of all, he knew that guy from growing up who kept the book for NC State. And he was checking, he asked, for fouls and timeouts, team fouls, timeouts. So when he asked for the fouls and the timeouts, the guy said towards him, F you. So when Coach Williams heard that, the mountain came out in him, and he jumped on him with both. Now, he didn't even drop his clipboard. He was holding his clipboard, and he was still pounding the guy. And I pulled him off, and then afterwards he said, now the game wasn't on national TV. Not every game was TV back then. So Coach Smith asked him what happened, and because he knew he probably had to explain it. After he explained to Coach Smith, Eddie Fogler told him, assistant coach Eddie Fogler said, Roy, I got something to tell you. While you were asking for the fouls and timeouts, I was walking behind you, and I told the official scorer to F off. So when he said F you, he was saying it to me, but by that time I was standing right behind you.
Oh, man. Oh, too bad nobody had their own cell phones with cameras on them.
Oh, my gosh. Those were the days, man. Throwing cold cuts on the court, fights at the press scorer's table. And I'll leave you with one last story. We're running off the court. I think we lose. This was in '83. That place got so loud. And we're running off the court, and you know where you run and you kind of go towards the stairs, and all of a sudden the roof, the ceiling gets low, and the students are in the stands. So, right behind the goals. So this one guy ducks his head below the ceiling to where we're walking out of, and is probably about 6 feet off the ground, and starts yelling at us, cursing at us in our face. And I'm running off the court behind Jimmy Braddock, and this guy's wearing glasses like me, and he starts cursing at us. And Jimmy Braddock, without breaking stride, just goes, bam! right in the face.
Man, of course you can't. There's too many cameras to get away with stuff like that now. But
you can't do that these days. Hey, George, this has been a real treat. I don't know if anybody else is going to enjoy this show, but you and I are going to have a good time.
Definitely.
We want to thank you all for watching the North Carolina Players Show on Fan Media Network. Go Heels.
Go Heels.
To host a player show or appear as a player on a player show, simply create a profile on Fan Media's iOS app or website. Select your teams and make a short intro video on your phone. Show hosts, reporters, former players, and superfans can use our Get Verified feature and make an intro video as well, and our mobile newsroom staff will reach out.